Hi, hello. In this video, I'm going to teach about a simple interactive animation using Scratch. Here's what you can do. You can give numbers so that the characters will calculate for you. And then you can also interact with the characters by moving it left, right, and jump up. First, you're gonna search for Scratch and then open up Scratch. If you already have an account, you can just go straight to Create and then you need to throw away the first sprite, the default sprite that they gave you, and choose sprite that have walking. These are all the examples of the walking sprite, but the sprite that I will be using is the Avery walking. Meanwhile, for the background, I won't be using backdrop. I will use the sprite as the background so that I can manipulate the movement of the background. After that, you can duplicate or make a new background to go with the next background for the scrolling effect. Click on the Avery walking and choose costume, search for Avery and choose the Avery B as the idle animation. Go to event and choose when green flag is clicked. Set Y to the location of where you want it to be, and then set X to where the location you want it to be. This will ensure that when you click on the green flag, the character will be on that X and Y axis. And then you need to go set the rotation style to left and right so that it won't rotate. It will just go left to right, right and left. And then you want the character to walk. You need to make a new variable so that there will be instructions for it to walk. Type up walk and then set my variable to walk and set it to false, because when you click the green flag, you don't want the character to walk first. You want the character to hear what we're going to say. If you want to make them walk, then we will set it true, but in this case we set it to false. Go to Control tab and then choose if then else. Go to sensing and then key left arrow press then. You want to click on left arrow for the character to go left, so you need to go to motion and choose the position of the character to go -90. Then change the x-axis to -10. In here I forgot to put the -10. Make sure you put it, guys. I'm so sorry. And then set the walk to true because you want it to walk. If else, then you need to add more if then else. Go to Control and choose if then else. Repeat this for the right arrow. But by changing the value to positive value. For jumping command, go back to Control and choose if then else. This will be slightly different. Go to sensing and key space. Then you need to change the Y axis instead of the X. In motion, change y by 100 for it to jump up to 100 of value. And then you need to make sure the character does not move when it is jumping. So go to the variables and set walk to false. After a character jump up, you will need to go down. So you need to change the y value back to where it belonged to, -20. In the control, choose repeat 5 and then go to motion, change y by -20. This will make the character go back to its own axis. If else, then set the walk to false, because if there's nothing or no command from the player, nothing will happen. So don't need to walk, don't need to do anything, set the walk to false. Go to control and choose the forever loop and put all the things that we have coded into the forever loop. This is to ensure that it will always happen every time we click on the green flag. This is when I started to realize that my x-axis is not doing its thing. So make sure to put -10 on your x-axis for the left arrow command. Then it will work just fine. Next, we are going to animate the movement of the character. Go to Event, choose when green flag is clicked. Go to Control, choose the forever loop, and if then, go to Operators, choose the equal diamond. In the variables, drag walk and make it equal to true, and then go to looks, take the next costume, wait for, in the control, and just wait for 0.1 second. If walk is false, go to control, choose if then, go to operators, take the same one, and then variables, drag walk equals to false. Go to looks, switch costume to Avery idol. And that is the end of part 1, which is the animating the characters movement. Part 2, animating the sprite 1 or the first background and the sprite 2 the second background. Go to control, choose the when the green flag is clicked, go to motion and choose go to X, Y. Make sure the number X, Y inside there is the same as the X and Y axis. Go to control, take out if then, go to sensing. If right key is pressed, then the X axis should change. So go to motion, change X to -10. Go back to control, take out if then, and then go to operators, choose on the blank smaller than number, and then go to motion, X position must be smaller than the X axis, which is the 455. But in here I choose -450. And then go to X and Y axis. This one you don't need to change anything, just let it be. And then you duplicate that, switch the right arrow to left arrow, and then change the X value to +10. Change the operator to a number greater than. because you need the characters to go to left. So you need to change the x-axis greater than the positive 450. And then change the x value to negative value. Go to control, take out the forever loop, and put everything inside the forever loop. For Sprite 2, you just need to duplicate everything that we've done in Sprite 1 and just apply it to Sprite 2. But you need to keep in mind that you need to change the x and y axis. Make sure the x-axis is 0 and the y-axis is 12. It must be the same as the previous sprite. And then if there's some errors you can see on the screen there, you just need to adjust or tweak a little bit so that it will be smoother when played. And that's it for animation and scrolling background part. Next is the interactive dialogues between the player and the character. This one is pretty straightforward, so I'll let the video to visually show you how to do it. But you have to bear and keep in mind that you need to prepare several new variables, which is the player's name, the numbers, and the total. This will be explained later in this part of the video. For this tutorial, I will be using a very simple calculation, which is a summary of two numbers. For the calculation operators and the variables, make sure to always set the number and the total to 0. This is to ensure that when the application or the scratch is being played, the numbers will be reset back to 0 so that there won't be any mistakes in summing up all the numbers. You can also publish your project file for everyone to see. Just rename the file accordingly, which here we'll type out Avery game. And then just click share. Ta-da!